In the headlines, court grants Ogun Assembly Speaker 300 million naira bail. Police rescue victim of human trafficking, arrests 2 facilitators in Sokoto. Away from Nigeria, UN says scores of civilians killed in South Sudan, political clashes. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. The details now. The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos State has granted bail to the Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Olakunle Oluomo, in the sum of 300 million naira with 2 sureties in like sum. Justice Daniel Osiago on Tuesday granted bail following no objections from the EFCC. Counsel to the Speaker, Kehinde Ogunumiju, SAN on his part asked the court to admit his client to bail on liberal terms. In granting bail to the Speaker, Justice Osiago held that one of his sureties must not be less than a level 16 officer in the civil service, while the other must possess landed property within the court's jurisdiction. The court granted the second and third defendant bail in the sum of 100 million naira with 2 sureties also in like sum. Until they fulfill the bail conditions, the defendants will be remanded in the custody of the EFCC for a week, after which they will be transferred to the Abeokuta division of the court for further orders on their demand. Kano State government says more than 15% of its annual budget was allocated to the health sector in 2021 and 2022. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Aminu Tsanyawa, said this in Kaduna after a workshop organized to develop 2023 Health Sector Annual Operational Development Plan. The report.
According to the Commissioner of Health, Kano State has developed the second state health sector strategic plan from 2018 to 2022. The health sector strategic plan has clearly identified key high infant intervention that have been proven to have huge benefit in improving health indices in Kano State. He said the annual operational plan has enormous benefit not only to the sector but to the people of Kano State.
The development of one unified evidence-based annual operation plan for health sector has enormous benefit, one of which includes the continuous increase of budgetary allocation and releases to the health sector. Despite the current economic challenges, Kano State has achieved about 15% allocation to the health sector in 2021 as well as 2022.
Tsanyawa also highlighted key priority areas of 2023 annual operational plan that the Kano State government wants to achieve in order to improve healthcare delivery in the state.
The key priority areas for 2023 annual operation plan include the establishment of malnutrition treatment center as well as geriatric center, establishment of ICT center in the Ministry of Health, strengthening service delivery and quality of care in secondary and primary health facilities, implementation of phase 1 minimum service package, increased enrollment of vulnerable as well as informal sector by Kano State Contributory Health Management Agency.
The Commissioner said the Kano State government has come up with many interventions to ensure the sustainability of the operational plans, especially towards achieving universal healthcare coverage. Bella Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Meanwhile, health professionals have urged members of the public to follow the due process of accessing health facilities and the appropriate health practitioners in treating ailments of any kind. Many Nigerians prefer to patronize patient and proprietary medicine vendors, pharmacies and other drug dispensaries to get care instead of visiting the clinic or hospitals. But each cadre has a position in the healthcare value chain, as Trust TV's Aisha Salihu explains.
Accessing healthcare services at clinics or hospitals for some people have proven difficult due to a number of factors associated with costs, access, shortage of health personnel, shift in healthcare demography, among others. As a result, patent and proprietary medicine vendors have taken up roles further beyond their primary task of dispensary of essential medicines.
In the rural area, whereby nobody's prescribing anything, you just go to the pharmacy, popularly known as chemist. They just give them anything. And when you even look at them, people in the rural area, rural area, you can see that they don't. Even the people that they call the pharmacists, they are just selling the drugs. They are not licensed. They are not qualified to even do that kind of a thing.
Some patients, instead of wasting their time in the hospital, they find it easier going to the pharmacist.
In as much as they have hospitals, primary healthcare facilities in those areas, they want to make medicine accessible to people. So essential medicines, which are called over-the-counter medications, can be accessed from those PPMV.
We're experiencing significant shortage in healthcare personnel, so access is a challenge, and people seem to associate drugs with health. So definitely where you have drugs domiciled, you would generally feel that you can access healthcare to a large extent.
However, the conversation has moved from the rivalry within the practice of community pharmacists and physicians at the clinics or hospitals. Health practitioners are advocating for patient education at all levels on the right channels to be followed in accessing healthcare. But to start with, strengthening of the primary healthcare centers must be strengthened.
Everybody's supposed to work together for the health of the patient.
As many of our brothers and sisters immediately are enrolled one way or the other, this will now mean that they don't need to pay for consultations to see a doctor. We need to be able to network with pharmacists to ensure that even when people go to the pharmacy, and the pharmacy should serve as a platform for referral.
In order to achieve quality health care, it is advised that patients shun the age-long practice of patronizing pharmacies, patent medicine stores, and other dispensary channels. The right thing to do is to access the healthcare centers which keep records of their medical history with proper diagnosis before referrals are made to the pharmacies. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And now to security matters. Hundreds of Boko Haram insurgents and their families have deserted their camps as flood wreaked havoc on their enclaves, forcing them to move to safe locations on the fringes of Sambisa forest. This comes after 70 fighters got drowned and over 200 insurgents, including 5 commanders, were killed following the airstrikes by the Nigerian military at the weekend. Reports say that the overflow of the Yazaram River affected several insurgents' camps in Shehuri, Kumsha Ward and Gaizua Axis Sunday morning and prompted the relocation. Meanwhile, Goni Farouk, a top Boko Haram commander, reportedly surrendered to the troops at Banki Junction in Bama local government area of Borno State on Sunday. Farouk came out with a motorcycle, RPG, anti-aircraft gun, AK-47, 5 magazines with live ammunition, solar panels and clothes, among others. Terrorists were said to have blocked the Birnin-Gwari to Funtua road in Kaduna State, killing 2 persons and abducting scores of others. The chairman of the Birnin-Gwari Emirate Progressives Union, Ishaq Kasai, in a statement on Monday, said that the terrorists killed a commercial driver and abducted several travelers. He said that the bandits blocked the road since Thursday, which coincided with Birnin-Gwari Market Day. The report further said that the bandits attacked Damari community on Saturday, killed 1 person and looted several shops. The chairman said that there is the need for mobilization of troops to the western parts of Birnin-Gwari, particularly in the Kakangi and Arandagi axis, which shares boundaries with Zamfara and Niger State. The Sokoto State Police Command said it had rescued a female victim a female victim from the hands of a syndicate of human traffickers at Ilela border town. The Commissioner of Police said that the quick intervention of the police to rescue the victim was part of the operation of the recently launched X Squad by the Sokoto Police Command. He said that the victim was trapped at Ilela border town on her way to Niger Republic when she sighted police, and her trafficker asked her to go into hiding, which she complied, but later made a distress call to Sokoto Police. 2 members of the syndicate were also apprehended. The police further reiterated that concerted efforts will continue until all members of the syndicate are rounded up. The commissioner called on the public to continue to support security agencies in their efforts towards addressing all forms of crimes and criminality across the state. The Osun State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested a 33-year-old man, Benga Olamilekon, in connection with housebreaking. He was arrested for breaking and entering into a house in Ilesha, where he allegedly stole a television set, clothes and other items. The public relations officer for NSCDC in the state, Kehinde Adeleke, told Trust TV's Hamidu Egbade that the suspect confessed to the crime and that he will be charged to court.
It's all about a case of unlawful entry, which was reported at our area command, Ilesha Area Command A, by someone in Ilesha. It was reported that someone unlawfully gained access into another person's house. Investigation revealed that this particular suspect has been working as a plumber, and he has been helping this said man to be repairing his plumbing pipes. But one day he unlawfully gained access to his house and carted away some items. Such items include 1 plasma television, some clothes, a laptop, 2 pair of shoes and other domestic tools. On investigation, the suspect actually confessed to have committed the crime, but I want to assure you that in no time he will be charged to court for prosecution.
Now, in another tragic incident, at least 5 persons have been confirmed dead in a boat accident at Martaba village of Gwaram local government area of Jigawa State. A statement by the police public relations officer in Jigawa State, DSP Lawan Shisu Adam, said that 4 other persons were rescued. Adam said a locally made canoe conveying 9 passengers who were returning home capsized. The police spokesman added that the corpses had been released to relatives for burial. This is the second case of boat mishap recorded in the state within 1 week, with another recorded last Tuesday at Miga local government area, said to have claimed 2 lives. In another accident, 3 children drowned at a pond in Faskaro at Kaugama local government area of Jigawa State. A statement by an official of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Adamu Shehu, said that the accident occurred on Monday morning when the girls went to a nearby pond about 300 meters away from the village to wash their clothes. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at tests to check excesses of drivers. Details of this and more after the break. Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here's a reminder of our top stories. Court grants Ogun Assembly Speaker 300 million naira bail. Police rescue victim of human trafficking, arrest 2 facilitators in Sokoto. In other news, the National Emergency Management Agency on Monday said about 372 deaths were recorded in the last 8 months due to flash floods in 33 states in Nigeria. Director General Nema Mustafa Ahmed disclosed this at the inauguration of the new operational vehicles and specialized equipment at the agency's headquarters in Abuja. He said in the last 8 months, floods in Nigeria, mostly flash floods, have inundated 33 out of the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. He said so far, over 508,000 persons are affected, leading to about 372 deaths, 277 injured persons, destruction of about 633 houses, loss of a huge number of livestock, and several farmlands have been recorded. Now, the need to improve the relationship between traditional rulers and their subjects as a way of peace management has again been emphasized. This came to the fore as a 2-day workshop on capacity building for traditional rulers on community grievance management and launching of research report on ending violence in the North Central Zone held in Lafia, Nasarawa State. The report.
The 2-day workshop on capacity building for traditional rulers was organized in collaboration with the Middle Belt Brain Trust and the Institute for Integrated Transitions. Speaking at the workshop, former Chief of Army Staff Martin Luther Agway said traditional rulers are the closest to the people, hence the need to improve their capacity to ensure peaceful coexistence among different nationals.
Advantage illiterate people in the rural areas, which could help prevent civil disorder and also that could end into identity conflict.
Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, on his part, said the event is timely as it will provide technical capacity and support in the area of leadership and alternative dispute resolution.
Believe in the security of our own people, because we strongly believe that without peace and security, you cannot achieve anything. The team is also in tandem with the policy thrust of our administration towards stemming the tide of insecurity, not only in Nasarawa State, but the North Central and Nigeria at large.
Governor Sule maintained that traditional institution is playing pivotal roles in the maintenance of peace, especially at a grassroots level. That is why, according to him, his government accords attention to the institution by providing an enabling environment for royal fathers to contribute their quota to peaceful coexistence in the societal development. Some of the participating traditional rulers said the workshop will equip them to better handle crises as well as pilot the activities of their domains.
As traditional rulers in the state, we know the major roles we play in order to maintain peace, law, and order, in addition to harmonious relationship between our people and our neighbors.
Especially the involvement of traditional rulers who are the custodians of and the closest to the community. It is very germane that to take cognizance of issues that may have resulted into the escalation or increase in crime and criminality across the state.
At the opening of the 2-day workshop, a book on research report on ending violence in North Central Zone was also launched.
Now, in its efforts to check the excesses of drivers on roads, the Federal Road Safety Corps in 2017 commenced enforcement of psychiatric tests on traffic law offenders. Over the years, the psychological test has generated a lot of violent reactions from motorists in Nigeria who are saying it is merely an avenue for generating income for the Corps. But are the tests really necessary? Let's find out in this report.
The proposed test, according to the Federal Road Safety Corps, focuses on 4 areas of violations, including use of phone while driving, beating traffic light, route violations, and dangerous driving. Nwobodo Emeka considers the psychological test he was subjected to when he was caught driving without his driver's license as a violation of his fundamental human rights.
It's unfair to my own understanding because it happened to me once. So even unfortunately on that fateful day, A customer called me, one ex-prison warder, one mama. So she asked me to come and pick her car all the way from Kaduna Estate. So on my way coming, then I stopped me. Asked me for driver license. I said, okay, normally I don't normally move with driver license as a mechanic. But if people demand, I will work for it. Then I say, okay. Even when I pleaded with the guy, the man refused. So the man insists to carry me to go to Zone 7. So reaching there now, I was waiting for 3 hours before the guy came. So even when I tried to plead with him, he now booked me. I should go to psychiatry and so whatever. And it's not fair.
But the FIRC says introduction of psychiatric tests has become necessary because of continued violations in the identified 4 areas, despite efforts by the Corps.
It started some years back with a pilot scheme in Abuja here, when the then Corps Marshal realized that some offenses were more prevalent and some were more grievous than normal. And he decided to set up an operation known as Operation Cobra. It's serving as deterrent because apart from the normal payments or fines, you pay another another money to get the test done. And again, Nigerians do not want to be tested for such kind of evaluation rather.
So, the purpose of the mental examination for offenders is not to generate revenue, but to engender attitudinal change, and the FIRC believes the test has become a tide changer in ensuring that motorists obey traffic rules. Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
At least 1,500 athletes and officials are expected to participate in the 12th Nigerian Navy Games scheduled to take place between 8th and 13th September 2022 in Lagos. Addressing journalists, the Chief of Administration, Navy Headquarters, Rear Admiral Jason Gbassa, said that sports and physical training have always been a bedrock of the Nigerian Navy's daily mental and physical routine. Rear Admiral Gbassa, who represented the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Zubairu Gambo, said that a new Nigerian Navy sports complex will be commissioned during the competition in Navy Town, Ojo. Rear Admiral Gbassa said that the biennial event is not the only avenue the Navy employs in keeping its athletes and personnel in good physical and mental condition.
Sports and physical training have always been a bedrock of the Nigerian Navy's daily routine, daily mental and physical routine for service of personnel ashore and at sea. It is for this reason and the benefits derivable from participation in sports that the Nigerian Navy pays particular attention to daily routine and programmed periodic sports engagements like the Nigerian Navy Games. The organization of sports meets such as the Nigerian Navy Games also avails the opportunity to identify and develop talents that will proudly represent our dear nation in international competitions in the future.
Fuel scarcity looms again as the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria in 9 northern states has embarked on 3 days withdrawal of services as warning strike over non-payment of their bridging claims. Members of the union commenced the strike on Monday in protest against the continued indebtedness of the federal government to oil marketers with respect to the payment of fuel transportation cost, otherwise called bridging claims. The Ipman Suleja Depot branch chairman, Yahaya Al-Hassan, said that marketers had stopped the supply of products from the depot as the union had prevented trucks from moving PMS to the northern states. He said that marketers are withdrawing their services until the federal government settled their outstanding bridging claims of 50.5 billion naira. Now, a UN report on Tuesday said scores of civilians were killed in political clashes in South Sudan between February and May this year, with women and children subjected to brutal assaults, including gang rape. The UN mission in South Sudan and the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights said that many of the abductees were subjected to sexual violence, including girls as young as 8 years old and 9 years old, who was gang raped to death. South Sudan has been wrecked by instability since independence in 2011 and is still struggling to draw a line on a civil war between pro-Kir and pro-Machar fighters that claimed the lives of almost 400,000 people. And in sports news, Ghana coach Otto Addo has named Brighton and Hove Albion right back Tariq Lamptey and Athletic Bilbao forward Inaki Williams in the Black Stars squad for friendly matches this month. The Black Stars will step up their preparations for the 2022 World Cup with 2 friendly matches away in France and Spain. The Black Stars are lined up to face Brazil and Nicaragua as part of their preparations for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar later this year. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Watch more via all our social media platforms and also watch us live on YouTube. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.